All right, guys, welcome in. It's Saturday night. We made it to a Saturday night. Not sure what happened to Adam right now. I emailed him, and I don't know, maybe he's asleep, but I'm sure he'll get in contact with me sometime. If we don't do a show later tonight, then we'll do one next weekend. And we know how things come up every day. So I got to get a couple more maps loaded here, so I'm going to play a few clips and then we're going to jump right into the show. So check some of this stuff out here, and here we go. Some of these you may have seen, some you haven't, but let me get this thing fired up. Much love out there. Here we go.
So, as we've been reporting for the past week or so, fine dust concentrations really did rise to alarming levels in South Korea over the past several days. One of the methods identified as a potential way to mitigate the worst effects is a technology called cloud seeding. Tests are already being carried out in the skies above South Korea. Cha Sang-mi tells us just exactly how it works and how effective it could possibly be.
In a bid to tackle rising levels of fine dust in the country, the South Korean government has turned to creating artificial rain. Known as cloud seeding, the method involves aircraft loaded with canisters full of chemical substances, such as silver iodide, which are dispersed into the air. Upward winds carry the substance into the clouds, which combine with cool moisture to form ice crystals and water droplets, resulting in precipitation.
We conducted our first cloud seeding test in 1963. 42 tests were carried out between 2008 and 2017, and we also bought a weather surveillance aircraft last year to monitor the effects.
However, there are several limitations to cloud seeding, with the method only.
Residents in southern Tasmania are demanding to know why cloud seeding was conducted over the Derwent River catchment the day before the worst floods in 40 years. Cloud seeding is a technique used to increase rain. Hydro Tasmania has confirmed it flew a cloud seeding flight despite the weather warnings. Farmers believe the technique could have made the flooding worse. The Premier says a formal inquiry will be held into the effect and handling of the floods if it's necessary.
To start the new month, claims tonight international vapour trails laid by international organisations could be filling central west skies with dangerous chemicals. Opponents of these mysterious chemtrails, which have been appearing over Dubbo and other central west centres, argue science is being perverted to change local weather patterns and keep Australia in drought.
These weirdly shaped vapour trails above Dubbo make curious patterns, but concerns tonight it could signal a systematic poisoning of the skies above Western New South Wales. Jet planes often leave contrails, but these vapour trails aren't on any recognised flight paths, and they run closely parallel and cross over in gigantic X shapes, forming giant grid patterns across the sky. And it's not just Dubbo, these are happening worldwide. There's a growing belief that chemtrails, as they're known, are part of a secret international strategy to inject fine particles into the upper atmosphere to reflect sunlight back into space and prevent global warming.
This is a disgrace that our government is allowing the US to spray barium, aluminium and all sorts of toxic aerosol chemicals under the banner of repelling sunlight.
Critics equate the program to the 1950s radioactivity experiments using human guinea pigs. They're also dismissing reports of a seasonal link between a spike in the number of the sky trails and the end of the first quarter of the year.
The public deserve to know that these contrails have health implications, right? Let alone their disorganised weather patterns leading to less rainfall, much like dead paddocks with dead biology won't attract rain like a living pasture will.
Into the upper atmosphere, the stratosphere, where they'd reflect away sunlight and cool the planet. And I know for certain that that will work. Not that there aren't side effects, but I know. And there are some bad side effects, like it partially destroys the ozone layer, and I'll get to that in a minute, but it clearly cools down. And one other thing, it's fast. It's saying that you do some geoengineering for a little while to take the worst of the heat off. You could create an ice age at a cost of 0.001% of GDP. You could create an ice age at a cost of 0.001% of GDP.
All right, guys, and that psychopath David Keith goes on to tell you it could kill tens of thousands of people per year. Nah, he has. Yeah, I if he wants to go, that's fine. I mean, maybe I have the time frames messed up, but I haven't got a return email from Adam yet. But I'm got the email up and I got the Skype up. So whenever he's ready, I can jump in there and we'll go for it. But till then, we're gonna go on with this show. Yeah, I didn't even see that tweet, man. Everything is hidden from me. I just gotta go, you know, however I gotta go. So this just come out. Stunning video shows a F-16 jet flying through another aircraft's contrail during a military training exercise over Hawaii. The video was filmed by the U.S. Air National Guard technician. It shows the moment the 138th Fighter Wing, the F-16 Viper, clears through another aircraft chemtrail. In the footage, the jet manages to fly in and out of the vapor stream. The jet was flying over the Pacific Missile Range facility in Hawaii. So there you go. You know, they have the sniffer plane that goes behind the NASA plane that, oh, I might have to download that. That might be some good footage there. But they already have the sniffer planes that fly behind the chemtrail planes, the NASA flying lab, the same one that flew over all the earthquake zones just a few weeks back. But anyway, they what they do is they test these chemtrails, and they're making different mixes to do different things. I mean, we've been documenting this for years, but pretty wild. This article just come out. Like, I just got this just a few minutes ago, and figure I'd show that on here. Anyway, let's jump into a few headlines, and I will keep checking my Twitter and all that stuff and see. Let me get that up over here and then see if I can see if he tweets me out or whatever, or if I can find him here. AR. Oh man. All right, so I'm gonna bring his Twitter up so I can watch it and see. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe my email's messed up. I don't know. Here, I'll retweet him here. So he tweeted out 22 minutes ago. All right, so I guess when I sent him my Skype and all that, so hopefully he'll get a hold of us and we'll get that going. Till then, let's jump into the news here. The North, down in Australia, this whole community was wiped out. It's a ghost town. Recognize anything about this picture? Look, they're showing the burnout cars and old trucks, but look at the green trees in the background. Look at the green foliage on the ground. But they completely disseminated the community of Waitalabia, I don't know how to pronounce that, just east of Glen Innes. Authorities assess the damage, including the risk from fresh dangers like falling burnt trees. About a dozen residents have been trapped inside, wanting to stay and defend their properties, or simply leaving it too late to leave. Oh man. So the tiny alternative community, home to about 100 people, went up in flames in about 30 minutes last Friday. One resident died in his car. Same thing that happened in Paradise. They were incinerated. So this is another weapon. Looks like another bridge coming apart. About 25 homes, or more than half the community, are believed to have been wiped out. What about the people? They just said that the people couldn't get out of there. So, not good, man. Pray for the people down here. They're being completely attacked, just like what happened over in Paradise. And then this is a little older article, but we can see where it's going with this. This was back in 2018. Get ready to save water. Permanent California restrictions were approved by Government Jerry Brown. So the drought was over, but they what they want to do is there's a new law that set an initial limit for indoor water use to 55 gallons per person per day by 2022, which gradually drops to 50 gallons per day per person by 2030. California residents used an average of 90 gallons of indoor and outdoor water per day in 2017, down from 109 gallons in 2013. See, they're taking what should be a God-giving right and putting, forcing you not to be able to use water. So just, man, it's just nuts what these politicians and Satanists are getting away with. This was also a 2018 article, but I wanted to go back over it just real quick. The United Nations wants a one world government in less than 12 years. So that was, last year. So we're looking at 11 years left. In fact, we're going to try to keep some of these headlines short, just so if we're going to get ready with the Adam, we got time. Now, people want to wonder why the elites and the technocrats, live so long and they don't eat the same foods we do. But here's something that they do. And this is just coming out. A controversial startup that charges $8,000 to fill your veins with young blood now claims to be up and running in 5 cities across the U.S. You want to know where all the missing children are? Well, their blood's probably being drained for this startup called Ambrosia. You could actually pay for some kids' blood with PayPal. This is what we believe that the elites are doing. They're having their blood drained out and then put in with younger anti-aging benefit blood. I mean, it's just nuts. Hey, thanks out there, Blue Jay, and anybody I missed out there. Now we got China over here. China's already made AI newscasters. We know where this is all going. And now they have unveiled an AI judge that will help them with the court proceedings. I mean, everything is coming according to plan. So, this is nuts. So this is a computer-generated news guy. You can't even tell the difference. They got a lady that they've done it with. But now they're wanting to use AI for judges against people. I mean, it's just getting completely insane. Look, the Hong Kong riot police are like RoboCop style body armor. Facial recognition software used to catch a murder suspect in China. It's all here. They have it in the Walmarts. They have it, on the street cameras. Yeah, it's definitely is a Paradise 2.0. I mean, just look at the fires that are going on. It's walls of fires. All the way from Sydney to Brisbane, right where I showed that they're putting in the bullet train. They're going to burn it all the way to the coast. So back on 2019, the federal court, here's the good news. Federal court overturns the FCC order bypassing environmental review for the 4G, 5G wireless small cell. On August 9th, the U.S. Court of Appeals, the District of Columbia Circuit, issued a decision setting back the efforts of the Federal Communications Commission to expedite the deployment of the 4G, 5G so-called smart cells. The FCC had issued an order on March 2018 eliminating environmental and historic preservation review of the densified 4G, 5G smart cell towers. So the reason that even though the industry planned to deploy as many as 800,000 of these 50-foot, possibly taller towers in neighborhoods and historic districts around the country by 2026, it was not in the public interest to review their potential impacts on the environmental and historical places. So hopefully this will set them back. We'll see. You know, usually they get what they want. Not going to go over that one. I can't remember what this one. Ghost ships, crop circles. Yeah, well, not going to go over this one. MIT, most Americans think they're being constantly tracked, and there's nothing they can do. Hey, thanks out there, Leslie. Some of these I'm just not going to go through. Over in Hawaii, we got the Zika scare getting ready to happen. The State Department of Health recently gave out 80 letters to the residents of Kilauea neighborhood after the department was notified last week of a suspected case of mosquito-borne illness some 200 yards from those residences. Has anybody ever, you know, all these things are bioengineered, all the diseases. They also bioengineered the mosquitoes. They have an army of these things. It's the problem, create the problem, then the reaction, and they always have the solution. Take the shot. The government just admitted it will be using smart home devices for spying. You know, all these Alexas, all these smart thermostats and your refrigerators and your TVs are spying on you. Every bit of them. The Samsung Smart TV privacy policy warning users not to discuss personal info in front of their TV. You know, most people know that. Yeah, they always make the vaccines before the actual thing comes out. And if you look at like how far a mosquito can fly, how long do they live? Hey, thanks there from, who was that? I missed you there. MC, New England. Hey, thanks, brother. Oh, yeah, you got the ice nucleated snow going on everywhere. Plus, it's full of the non-melting ice. Anyway, so there's just more spying information. CDC alarm. Surge of a drug-resistant superbug infects 3 million Americans annually, kills 4 people every hour. These superbugs, these are all manufactured. You know, just like over in Japan right now, before the Olympics, they had Zika and Ebola and all these things shipped in there before the typhoon hit. I mean, who knows where all these viruses are going? So just nutsy stuff here. And here was a PDF on all this stuff. I'm not going to get into all that. Yeah, I went over this. That's the sickest picture ever. Now I went over this back when the Hong Kong or Japan was doing this. Yale scientists restore cellular function to 32 dead pig brains. See, researchers at the Yale School of Medicine successfully restored some of the function to pig brains that had been dead for hours. They hope the technology will advance our understanding of the brain, potentially developing new treatments. This is all for the transhumanism, man. They want all these, you know, all these technocrats and elitists and Satanists. They want to live forever, man. They're doing all this to further agenda, become a transhuman, and all that stuff. Here's a really old article out of California, but it tells you, it shows exactly what's going on right now. California wages war on single family homes. And when you go through this article, it talks all about, and then everything that you're seeing right now fits right into this. So just another little article to jump into. And here we go. Okay. All right, I'm just kind of checking the email here and there. Yeah, they definitely want hybrid soldiers. So we still got this storm come Lingbig. I can't talk tonight. And then Fingxing. We got tropical storm Raymond that's going to go right up to the Bajas there, but it's just going to die out. Tropical Depression 21. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see if it'll load tonight. Something is going on with the worldview maps. I can't get them to load. I was trying to load them to get ready for the show, and they're just not loading. But I wanted to jump on here just to make sure there was no bunker fuel operations going on. And we actually have like 2 or 3 way up here off the coast of Oregon, but there's only a couple of them. Might be one in there. Let me back that up a few hours. Yeah, just the heavy aerosols are being deployed. One thing, if you guys want to look at, man, people that don't believe in that they're cloud seeding and all that stuff, just have them come over here to the Texas. This is on YouTube, the Texas Licensing. This is the actual licensing company in Texas. And you can scroll, they record every one of their board meetings. And if you go back here, back to June 6th, 2019, this was the meeting on the weather modification. They did this 5 months ago. They talked about all the cloud seeding projects they were doing in 2018. They talked about how they cloud seeded over a part of Texas that was already thunderstorm warned, but they cloud seeded it anyway, created floods. They talk about using the electromagnetics to enhance the rainfall. It just goes on and on, man. This stuff never stops. But there's going to be a new meeting, and I can't remember if it's the end of this month or coming up in early December, but I'll try to get that date pinned down, and we'll jump into that and see what they have to say for the 2019 aerosols. Yeah, we'll take a quick look here. Like I was going to show, here's the climate viewer, and this is all the UN document. I know you got the stupid Illuminati eye. I don't know why that's on there. What is that there? A landowner with a legal weather control district challenged the constitutionality of the state, allowing the district to control the weather on his land without his ability to be heard. Anyway, here's all the UN documented weather modifications worldwide, you know, for several years, 50 years or 40 years. And you can just see they're enhancing the rain everywhere. They have been forever. Anyway, just was going to show that. And let's go ahead and just take a look at this, see if this thing is loaded up. Yeah, I'm really having a hard time with this worldview. Look, it's so far behind. What is going on here? It's only loaded halfway up on the United States. This thing should be already fully loaded, and it's not loaded. So we are kind of screwed on this map right now. Let me just kind of look around and see what's going on with the little bit that we have loaded. Yeah, I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on that climate viewer. We'll get into that some other night. I'm just kind of looking around here. You know what? Let's go ahead and just try to open up the College Enterprise, see if we can see anything here. I'm going to keep this really short tonight, just so I can try to get a hold of Adam and see if he's ready to go. All right, I just got an email from him. All right, yeah, he's getting ready to call me here in a minute. So, you know what we'll do? We'll go ahead and just keep this one short and snappy, and then you guys can come join us over on his live show and see whatever we get into, we'll get into. So, I think we'll go ahead and just end this show right now, and then we'll go over to Marfugal and go talk to Adam and let some other people know what's going on and all that stuff, guys. So, I don't have his link right now, but we'll get it. And we'll get into more of this stuff tomorrow. Tomorrow we got the 16-day forecast and all that stuff. So we'll get into all that. So we'll just see you guys here in a little bit over on the Marfugal channel. And we'll go do a little bit of live with him and try to reach a few more people. Anyway, guys, much love. We'll see you here in a little while. I'm going to try to go get some stuff set up. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. I'm sure it's going to be the weather. So anyway, guys, we'll play one little song on the way out called Rise, and then we'll see you here in a little while. Anyway, guys, much love. Here we go. Crank it up.